Good evening and welcome back to Sport at Prime. Well, we did indeed have an opportunity to speak to Kagiso Rabada earlier on today, who's told Newzroom Africa that after 5 busy years of non-stop cricket, he's enjoying the rest that the coronavirus outbreak is enforcing on sportsmen around the world. I had the opportunity to catch up with the Proteas fast bowler and speak about playing video games, COVID-19, and the effect it's having on cricket globally. You are doing something rather exciting during this COVID-19 lockdown. You are part of Team South Africa's FIFA E-Nations Stay and Play competition. Now, firstly, I want you to tell me what that's all about. And secondly, tell me, how can we expect you to perform and play while representing South Africa in this?
Basically, it's to promote staying at home. So it's the Stay and Play tournament. And they've identified a few people from, I guess, each nation. And yeah, in South Africa, it's myself, it's Casper, Thabo, and Spoo. And we're going to be competing together. And I'm really excited to be doing this. I found out about it on Sunday. I mean, as sportsmen, we're all competitive. So I will be giving it my best shot.
I like what you say, that it's obviously serious and fun at the same time, because the serious side of it is to encourage South Africans to stay at home, to follow the lockdown regulations. I'm assuming that as a professional sportsman, that like many of the professional sportsmen we've spoken to in recent weeks, that your profession is based outside. It's about being active. It's about being outdoors. How have you coped with the lockdown and COVID-19 in general?
How I've coped with it, I've been trying to stay as healthy as possible, eating as well as I can, and then just ticking over in the gym, but not doing anything too hectic, but just ticking over, make sure I stay nice and light on my feet. And also, we've been doing a show of podcasts, my friend and I. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been keeping us going. So far, so good.
The news coming in recently that the Sri Lanka tour, understandably being put on ice now, was that something that you were hoping would obviously come and take place, and now unfortunately being told that there will still be no cricket for the immediate future? How does that make you feel?
I think most sportsmen knew that everything was going to be delayed, fixtures were going to be delayed. So looking forward, all we can do right now is wait until the situation gets controlled, or gets under control. And I mean, it just shows you that, for this to end as quickly as possible, we really do need to comply and I guess to stay at home. And I think that our lives can carry on as per usual. So right now, it would have been nice to be playing. At the same time, I'm really enjoying this break, because the last 5 years it's been non-stop action.
Do you feel that cricket has maybe been one of the luckier sporting codes, in the sense that, other than a few inbound or outbound tours now, there's not too much cricket happening over the South African winter, as opposed to arguably the PSL or Super Rugby, Formula One, etc. So the fact that there wouldn't have traditionally been a huge amount of cricket over this period, does that perhaps seem to be one of the silver linings for the sport?
Well, yes. I mean, it doesn't affect our careers internationally, but it did affect the IPL, which is a huge tournament in the calendar year. So that's where we would have been right now. And I guess it was a nice set of tours coming up. We had Sri Lanka, we had I think India at home, and then we had the West Indies. So those are pretty nice tours to go on. But I think they can still happen. I think the only thing that we missed on, though, is the IPL. But, not all is lost.
You speak about how heavy those last 5 years have been, and I think South African cricketing fans will, remember fondly the young 2015 KG Rabada that burst onto the scene after their wonderful success in the Under-19 World Cup. If I had told that Kagiso Rabada what this Kagiso Rabada is going to be like now in 2020, the 5 years of success that you've had across all formats, would that kid have believed what this KG Rabada was going to say to him?
Definitely, because those were always my ambitions. as a young, well, being in school, I always wanted to be the best. And it's not easy to stay at the top. It really does reveal your character. That's what sports does.
In many countries across the world, a 24-year-old bowler may still be regarded as one of the youngsters. Yet here you are as one of the senior frontline men of the team. Does that seem quite strange to you?
Well, it's just where we're at right now when it comes to Cricket South Africa, with all our senior players moving on. So the players that have been in the squad from an early age, like Quinton was there, Tembas was there when I first came onto the scene. We got guys like David. So there's that next batch really who've had a decent amount of experience who need to step up, and I find myself in that category. And I mean, it's something that naturally happened. So if something does happen naturally, then I feel like you can take it on your shoulders. You can put that responsibility on your shoulders. And this is just the case with Cricket South Africa and where Cricket South Africa is at. And so now it's almost as if we need to rebuild this team and to get back to where we're supposed to be.
I know a lot of teams generally work from World Cup to World Cup. That's kind of the cycle that we see taking place in major sports, not just cricket alone. But do you feel that this really is the beginning of a brand new era? You mentioned yourself, you mentioned Quinton, perhaps Aiden Markram, Lungi Ngidi, Andile Pehlkwaya. We're talking about a lot of really talented youngsters that are still, have a lot of cricket ahead of them. Is this the beginning of that new era of South African cricket?
Definitely it is, because even if you look at some of the players who are still around, who knows how long they're going to be around. You got guys like Dale, guys like Faf. They seem as if they can carry on playing and they can be fit and healthy, but you just don't know what they will be saying, and when they would like to call it quits, you never know. So it's nice that we have a fresh outlook and a fresh injection of talent into our team, and it's just about really honing it and gaining experience.
You mentioned planning, you mentioned leadership, you mentioned guiding this team forward. The news of Graham Smith signing as the permanent director of cricket on a 2-year deal as opposed to the interim deal. There's arguably few men in South African cricket that come with that much experience. Has that been very well received by the team with Graham signing permanently for the next 2 years?
If you ask anyone about Graham's leadership, everyone knew that he led from the front. That's what people would tell you. He led from the front, and he had a real presence about him. And with him in this position as a director of cricket, I think that people would expect that from him, because that's just the standard that he has set. And I'm pretty sure where he is sitting right now, he believes that he can get the job done. And he's not a man who is afraid of challenges. What is the first thing you're going to do? Where is the first place you are going when President Cyril Ramaphosa says, South Africa, you may go wherever you would like to go? Where is the first place you're heading to? Gonna go party. Woo! I'm kidding. Where am I? I'm kidding. Just go meet with. I'd love to have a human interaction with some of my friends. Face to face, human interaction, and talk about how crazy this time was. I mean, who would have thought that this, might have happened? The day that it's lifted, I reckon I'm gonna go straight to my friends. I want to say all the best. Have fun with the FIFA thing. And yeah, man, let's hope this all comes to an end soon and we can see you back on our fields very shortly. All right, awesome. Thank you, Marc.